Hello, everybody. Good evening, and hope you're all doing well. I'm coming to you because I wanted to go through this radiometric dating worksheet with you. Um, we talked about radiometric dating on Friday, and I wanted to follow up Monday, Tuesday with going over the worksheet on this so that you had a little bit more background. So I'm going to go through and talk you through this. You can use this video then to complete your worksheet and go ahead and turn it in. If you've already turned it in, you can unsubmit and then resubmit, because I'm going to give you some good quality answerage here as we go through, and hopefully that'll help you out. I know because I'm gone this week that it's a little bit more difficult, so I'm going to do my best to be as flexible and as helpful as possible with you as we go through the learning process, even more distant than we were before. But hopefully that'll stop, and we'll get back to action soon enough. In the meantime, here we go. So this worksheet on radiometric dating is kind of taking us all through all the concepts. And remember, radiometric dating is using radioactive isotopes and their stable daughter products, comparing the ratio of the two, and then using the half-life to figure out how long the rock has been decaying, or the substance has been decaying. And so the first question is about isotopes. Isotopes of the same element have different numbers of neutrons, and this is true. So true. The process by which an unstable nuclei spontaneously decays is known as radioactive decay. So they're just the basics here. The material that remains after the process of radioactive decay takes place is called the daughter product, or the stable element. Usually the daughter product is how we would say it. Very good, easy enough. All right, moving down to the next section. Using the graph to answer these questions. And the graph is the number of half-lives: 1, 2, 3 half-lives, 3 half-lives, 4 half-lives, 5 half-lives, and then the fraction of element remaining. So you start off with the whole element up here with 0 half-lives, and when you come to 1 half-life, exactly half of that remains. And then when you come to 2 half-lives, another half of that remains. And you keep going down by halves. And if you'll notice, it's a negative exponential curve. You might have heard me already talk about that in the lab intro if you've already done that. But nonetheless, here we go. After 1 half-life, what fraction of the parent has decayed into daughter product? And that is exactly 1/2. Okay. After 3 half-lives, what fraction is remaining? And that would be, come to 3 half-lives and go over and read, and that'd be 1/8. How many half-lives pass before only 1/32 of parent element remains undecayed to a daughter product? You come over here to the 1/32 and read all the way over here, and that takes you to 5 half-lives. So 5 would be our answer there. Next section. The material that remains after the process of radioactive decay takes place is called, oh boy, that's similar to what we had up there, and that is daughter product. Just noticed that. Hopefully you'll know it because we got it twice here. What is the mass number of an element that contains 19 protons, 19 electrons, and 20 neutrons? Remember, mass number is protons plus neutrons, so 19 plus 20 would give us 39 for this one. Which radioactive element would you most likely be used to date a wooden bowl? Now the wood, or anything once living, we can use carbon-14. So the answer here would be carbon-14. You could write that carbon and then -14 or C14. What element would result from the complex radioactive decay of uranium-238? And we've been talking about this one as example in the lectures. That's lead-206, so Pb206. And so we tackled that section. Coming down to here. Here's a familiar table. It says complete the information provided in the questions and then answer them. Remember, when doing radioactive decay problems, I said you need to make a table with 4 columns: half-lives, years, parent, and daughter. And we always start off with 0 half-lives, 0 years, and the parent, 0 daughter. I got this backwards here. Actually, it's not 0 parent, so take note of that. A rock originally contained 1,000 grams of radioactive carbon-14. So actually, the answer here in this column would be 1,000. Right, so apologize for the zero in the wrong place there. Can I strike that through? I don't know. Let's see here. I'll scribble that out for us so we don't get confused. All right. If the original rock contained 1,000 grams of radioactive carbon-14 and now it contains 250 grams, how many half-lives have passed? Well, remember in the parent remaining column, we go by half each time. So if 1,000 turns into 500, and then 500 turns into 250. See how my answers are a little bit off there. And 250 turns into 125. So as you go through these half-lives, you continue to go on half each time. And our question here, if a rock originally contained 1,000 grams of radioactive carbon-14, it now contains 250 grams, how many half-lives have passed? And we would come here and see 250 and go read over here. The answer is 2. The half-life of carbon-14 is 5,730 years. How many years pass in 3 half-lives? So here we're going to add 5,730 each time to each column here. So 5,730. The next one would be 11,000. I have to do this in my head here. 10,000. 11,000 and 460. Is that right? 7. I'm sorry, folks. I got to do this in my head. I'm not prepared for this. I got a little bit of brain fog still here. So 57 is going to give us 3, 4. Yeah, that's right. And then another 5,730 on top of that would give us 17,190. All right, so that's us adding the half-life to each column in years. So if the half-life is 5,730 years, how many years pass in 3 half-lives? And the answer is 17,190. Now, if any of you catch any errors, please email me and let me know, and accept my apologies in advance. Doing my best here tonight. This is a Tuesday evening recording from me. How many years pass in a half of a half-life? Well, what we do is just take 5,730 and divide it by 2. And I'm sorry I can't do that in my head. So 5. You're seeing how the sausage is made here. I have to use simple things too. Whoops, not divided by 5, divided by 2, and that's going to give us 2,865. And so the answer would be 2,865. 2,865. All right. Now, we didn't have to add daughter here, but if we did, every time we take in half here, we would throw the stuff that changes over into this column. So 1,000 to 500 would make 500 in this column. And then we go 500 to 250. The 250 would get added to this column. So 500 plus 250 would give us 750. And then when we go from this row here to this row, 125 changes over, so we throw that 125 that changed over here, and that's 875. So as you can see, the daughter column goes up like that as well. So again, whenever doing these radioactive decay problems, it's very simple just to make a nice little table, and it helps you very much. All right, and so that concludes a little tutorial on that assignment. If you have any questions on this, please feel free to email me. I don't know if you can hear, but my dog is sneezing in the background. I apologize for that. But if you do have any questions on this, please feel free to email me, and I'll help you out. Hopefully you've gotten started on the radioactive decay lab. That's a self-explanatory lab using the video, and you're also going to do a little data taking on your own with that one. So email me with questions on that one as well. And I'll be talking with you soon. I will remind you there still is a quiz coming Friday, but I'm likely going to it's already going to be open note, but I'm probably going to give you a lot of time to work on that, so you can spend some time looking up all the answers and making sure you got all the right answers. And also to ask me any questions if you have them throughout that process on Friday. Okay, so take care for now, and we'll talk to you soon.